Hello, everyone. Welcome to 49ers Core at 49ers Analytics. My name is Sharo, and today we're going to talk about some of the players that I like in every position, like specifically defensive line, wide receivers, and linebackers, and tight end in later rounds, and also offensive line, of course, along with maybe a running back here and there, a safety, and maybe a cornerback. The problem is we don't have that many picks. We have about seven picks unless we trade down from round one and acquire a few more picks in round three, four, and five. Because I honestly believe I've done like a lot of mock drafts, and in the top 50, that's the sweet spot, which everyone talks about. And it's an area that is probably the kind of players that you're going to have come in very soon and contribute heavily to the weaknesses of areas that we need, specifically in the pass rush. That is from interior defensive line, pushing the pocket, creating that pass rush that we were missing last year, rather in 2025. So there's about three players that I like, defensive players that I like. And just looking at, I'm going to put my glasses on because I need to read. There are, just on top of my head, the three defensive guys that I like are Grayson Halton. I could look at the college that he's from. Also, Caleb Proctor, and I'll refer to their colleges. And then also Zane Durant. Those are the three that I really, really like. And what I would like to do is create a mock draft as we are speaking, and I will see how this mock draft falls to us. I'm using Draft Buzz. Yes, I'm not a subscriber to the PFF, um, but Draft Buzz is pretty good. It has a lot of information about the players, their schools, their statistics, their height, arm length, and 40s and whatnot. So I'm here. We're going to start just to get an idea of what is falling to us. And I don't know if these sites have updated the mock draft. In another word, their simulator post combine, because a lot of the players can move up or down according to how they perform and what the teams might want in the top 26, because we're picking at 27 on the first round. So that might affect it a lot. And having said that, I've seen like on other channels, people use the PFF, and some of the players that most likely, and especially even after the combine, most likely will probably not fall to 27. They were falling down, which shows that maybe they haven't updated the whole kind of uh, the players and the time and the teams what they need. So with that, we're going to use the best judgment that we have and see what the draft bus is giving us and go from there. There's seven rounds, and I'm just going to do a few, and then for the sake of time, we'll see. Let's see. Let's start the draft. Let's see. Let's restart. I need to pick the 49ers, of course. And I've done this only 40 times, but when you're in front of the camera, somehow things get cluttered. But none the case. Let's enter the draft and then start the draft. Let's see what happens. And typically, Mendoza, Bain, Mayoga, Bailey, they're all going early. And then we'll see if we get any offers and what's going to happen. I cannot share my screen with you because I'm still not set up that way. Hopefully in the future I can figure it out. But just to let you know what's going on, Tyson is going number 19, Mason Thomas going 20, Caden McDonald 22, Denzel Boston going to 24, Jonas going 25, Reese, which is a linebacker that used to fall to me a lot. That's Arvell Reese is not falling. Well, actually, no, that's not the one. See, like, for example, I'll tell you, Arvell Reese is falling to number 26, which it's impossible. Absolutely impossible for him to fall this far. So let's see. We are sitting at number 27 and best available, Sadiq. I don't think he's going to be there. Sonny Styles, that's the linebacker that I was referring to. I get him mixed up with Reese. And he's there. I don't know if he's going to be there. I'm only presumably going to guess that they're not going to be there. Kanan Sadiq, there's no way he's going to fall to 27. Sonny Styles, maybe, maybe not. So the other players that we have, Concepcion, I'm not a big fan of his. I know a lot of people love him and pick him on their draft. It's not one of the players that I would pick. And here's a consensus about a big bang for your buck as far as the players that you take specifically in round 1, 2, and maybe even round 3 is I don't want to pick a player like a wide receiver, although probably very good, that he's going to have a transition. He's going to need time to get used to Kyle's offense. As we know in the past, they have some issues. They need to get acclimated with the system, with the verbiage and all of that, and to be able to block. So plus the fact that in the entire game, a rookie wide receiver probably will not have more than 2 catches, if any, per game. Let's just say if he has a good day, he might have 3 catches for a rookie, which is a lot. But I don't want to spend the first round on a player that is going to catch maybe 2 or 3 balls in a game. I'd rather have my approach is have defensive rush that we need that could come in more than plays and actually create more pressure, more of a contributing factor to the entire defense. Because when they push the pocket, it helps the entire backfield. So that's where I'm coming from. We're probably going to get more use out of a D-line rather than a wide receiver that's going to run route, and he might or he might not get a catch. And here we are, we spend the first round on a player, although probably very good in the future, is still going to not contribute as much as we need for round 1. There are plenty of wide receivers in round 3, 4, and 5 that we can get. Denzel, not Denzel Boston, but I'm not going to name the names right now because I might get them all mixed up. But let's see, we have, for instance, offensive tackle Caleb Lomu is there for us. Chris Brazel is there. I like Chris Brazel. He's available. Again, I would probably want to pick him in later rounds, but he's not going to be there. And there are other similar type body size wide receivers in later rounds that you could pick up that the name escapes me right now that are there that I've picked that we could do. Now, Dylan Tinneman, he's there. And I think with the new defense, the scheme, and the backfield that's kind of weak, I would probably gonna go with him. Dylan Tinneman, we're gonna draft him in round one. There are other players like defensive line. There's Akeem Mesidor. He's rated at number 37. I usually pick him a lot in round one, and I don't think he's going to be there. The reason I'm not going to pick him is I don't think he's going to be there at 27. So if he's there, I would say we pick him. If he's not, then we go for Dylan Tinneman, which is a safety from Oregon. That's the player that I would pick. So we're going to draft him. We didn't get any offers from anybody, so the board is moving to the next round. Usually, like on round one on Draft Buzz, I get like offers from Denver and New England, maybe even Chicago. I've gotten a few proposals that they give me like round three, round four, round five additional picks, which I take because we're going to need them. We need a lot more players than just 7. And probably round 5 is really not going to be that contributing player. But round 1, 2, and 3 probably is the area which is very, very interesting. So in the round 2, we're getting offers from Kansas City for 2027. I don't care for future. I want to work for now. So we're going to look at next offer. Again, it's from Cowboys, 4 offers, round 2, 3, 6, and 7 for 2027. I'm not going to do that. So we're just going to reject it and see what we have available. So what we have is I like to go linebacker, but some of the linebackers that I like right here that I picked this guy, Josiah Trotter. I've picked him every time that he's there. Linebacker from Missouri. I've checked them out. That's my opinion. Everybody is, they're free to have their own opinion about different linebackers, different positions. I'm going defense. And because I know offensive line, wide receivers, and even running backs and tight ends are going to be there later. So with that, number 2 at pick number 58, I'm going to go with Josiah Trotter, number 56. We're going to pick him, which I really like him. And we could look at his profile. He's 6'2", 237, and looks like he ran a 4.61. And here's what I like is pass rush percentile is 82%, and his run defense percentile is at 93%. Tackling is at 88%. So what I'm looking at is pass rush and run defense. Run, get the runner, or go get the quarterback. And he's at the upper 80 and 90 percentile, which is great for round 2. So we're coming up to round 3. So we've picked a safety and a linebacker. And the next round is going to be, now we're getting an offer from Broncos for round 3, pick 30. But what they're offering us 2 other additional picks at 2027. Again, if they had added more picks for this year, I would take it. But I'm not going to go with that. Let's see what other offers. Again, everything on 2027 from Giants. So I'm not going to select that. We're going to reject. That's sometimes how it works. Sometimes they give us more picks for this year, which I take because I know we're going to need them. And here we go. Pick number 92 at round 3. What do we have? Jake Slaughter, center. I like him. Now here's a player that I really like, Connor Lew. He's a center. I like him better. I think he's going to fit well with our system. He's one of the better centers. Some might disagree, and if you do, please leave a comment. And What else is out there? Sam Hitchie is the other player that I like, but we'll see. I need to plug in my battery for my laptop, not to run out of battery. You'll excuse me, guys. But let's see. Alrighty. So I think I'm gonna go with Connor Liu. So let's see. We're gonna pick Connor Liu because he's a center, and we're gonna need a center or someone to compete with the other players. And it's in round 3, so and it's an area of need. He might not play center. He might play guard and then kick into center in about a year or so. So I'm going to pick him in round 3. And then let's see. I kind of chose this draft to go a little bit slower so that I could see who's picking what. J.C. Davis just went to New England, offensive tackle from Illinois. I like him. Other players are going earlier. Deion Burks, wide receiver, I kind of like. Nick Singleton is one of the running backs that I really like, along with Mike Washington, just went to Atlanta. Damn it. I like him. I wouldn't have mind picking him here at round 4. Although I don't know if he's going to last till round 4, but he just got picked. Bryce Lance just got picked. I like him. Malachi Lawrence just got picked. See, that's what I'm telling you guys. We're going to need more picks in round 3 and 4. And I know we have 3 in round 4, but we're going to need more in round 3 just to keep up with these players, just to have the opportunity to hit on 1 or 2 of these players. We're getting another offer from Kansas City for 2027. I don't want that. No, I don't want this from Tampa. 7th rounder and 1 in 2027. So again, doesn't look like this draft is going the way I want as far as offers are coming in for our picks. So round 4, I believe this is our first pick in round 4. Let me just make sure. Yes, this is our first pick in round 4. And we have what's the best player available is Jack Andrews. Here's a tight end that I kind of like because of his speed and his size and his catchability. But I like another rather tight end in later rounds. I really like it's a big hit or a miss, but I believe it's more like a big hit for maybe a little bit of a reach, but it's totally worth it. What else do we have here? Bud Clark on safety. We already picked a safety. So we have Jalen Kilgore. Not really into those players. We have cornerback Masses from California. He might be a player what we might pick, but we already picked a safety. I want to zero in on the end. We're picking 127. And let's see at edge who is best available here. Here's one player that I like, Nadami Tucker. He's ranked at 168. It's round 4. We need an edge. I'm going to pick him because I don't want to wait. And I've seen him get picked. So I think we're going to go with him. I don't see a wide receiver. Let's see here. We have CJ Daniel. I've always picked him sometimes in my earlier times, but I've kind of stepped away from that. We have Kevin Coleman, Reggie Virgil, kind of like Eric Rivers, a little bit too small. So I don't see anybody here that would. Ted Hurst is definitely someone that I like, but he's ranked number 175, and we're picking at 127. I know this is not a perfect kind of a solution or perfect scenario, but based on what I've been given here, I think I'm going to go with Nadami Tucker. As far as edge, yes, he's ranked number 168. I'm going to pick him and then see how the board falls for the next few players. Oh, there goes Grayson Halton that I liked. See, that's what I mean. You could lose out on those players. He was ranked a little bit lower than Adami Tucker. I think you can argue with that, but you know, it's up for debate. I like both of them. We're getting offers. They're all for 2027. So again, reject them. And let's see what we have here. We have best player available, defensive end Hutchins. We just picked one. Trey Moore is a linebacker, but he's ranked really low. So let's see what else is there. We got to hit the wide receiver spot here. CJ Daniels still there. And it's not working out the way I wanted, but Kevin Coleman is there, but he's ranked way down there. Let's see. Reggie Virgil is there. Eric Rivers is there. So most of the wide receivers that I like, they usually are starting to get picked up earlier. And so I don't see any wide receiver that I really, really like on this spot. And I just have to go with best player available and need. And wow, I'm not seeing anybody I like. We're picking at 133. There is a cornerback, E. Gibson or E. Gibbonson. He's not bad, but we picked a safety. We have corners. And the next is Bud Clark. Oh, gosh, this is going to be a hard one. At 133, let's see, edge. Those are down there. Two players that I really want to get at least one of the two, if they haven't been picked yet, is, let's see, they are Caleb Proctor that I talked about and Zane Durant. And they're ranked in the 170s, both of them. So honestly, I am stuck here, guys. Sometimes I know exactly what I want. If we go running back, ranked number 152, Damon Claiborne, do we want to go for that? For the sake of time, let's just say, let's go with him, Damon Claiborne. I've heard his name. I really haven't scouted him that much, but I'll trust the other experts or people that have followed him. We're going to draft him. We have one more pick coming up in round 4, pick 138. And let's see what we are presented with. So, again, CJ Daniel that is ranked at 134. He's still there. I think I'm going to go here with Isaiah World. There's also Billy Schroth. He's offensive guard. We haven't picked offense, so let's go offensive lineman here. Either Isaiah World, which I like his size. It's the end of round 4. Let's do that. Let's pick him. Isaiah World. He's an offensive tackle. He could play guard later on. And I think we have one more pick left in round 5. And let's see if we can get one of the two defensive tackles that are going to give us that push in the pocket, and Caleb Proctor or Zane Durant. I believe Zane will be there when we pick. This pick coming up. I kind of did it, like I said, slower because I wanted to see. Oh, Zane Durant just got picked by Baltimore. Of course, Baltimore. Defense are going to get it better. Oh, my God. I hate that. Hate that. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I'm able to pick him up at 170 at the end of round or towards the bottom of round five, and sometimes not. So let's see what's available. Caleb Proctor is there, so I'm going to pick him to close out this draft. He's another player I like. Defensive line from Louisiana, Caleb Proctor. I've talked about him a lot, so we're going to draft him. And with that is going to pretty much put our mock draft pick at, to the end. And guess what happened, guys? I didn't pick any wide receivers. And one of the things that could happen, I'm hearing a lot about us maybe getting a free agent wide receiver. And I know we're very weak there. And this is just one of the mock drafts that just happened to fall like that. Usually, I sometimes end up having more picks with the better offers that I pick two wide receivers. But on this specific one that I'm doing with you guys, this is the way it played out. So just to recap, we have round one, we picked Dylan Tinneman, which I think is a pretty good player. Then Josiah Trotter, he's going to give us that linebacking rush, pass rush, and plus stopping the run. So those are two on defense again, like we did last year, and the up front. And then now we're doing it in the back with the linebacker and safety. And then we picked Connor Liu for center. He could, play guard for a while and then go to center later. And then again, we picked defensive end Nadami Tucker. He's going to give us rotation to give us some more spice into the pass rush from the edge. Then for running back, we picked Damon Claiborne just to help out CMC and other guys. And then the last two, we picked Isaiah World again, offensive line C. And this one, we picked two offense, but no wide receiver. And sometimes it works the other way around. And then the last pick was my favorite player, Caleb Proctor. I like him. A lot of people might not like him. But with that, let me know what you guys think. Make a comment down below. If you have any other players that you guys like or you think that I could have picked. Again, I've done this so many times as far as picking different players, different spots, that it could depend on where they fall and what kind of offers we get from other teams. So thank you again. Please hit like and share. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to it. I'm still building the channel. I'm still trying to get used to the whole world of, podcast and going live and all of that. Thank you, and we'll see you soon.